Hare Krishna. All. So happy Ganesh Chaturthi for everyone. So we all understand the question of Lord
Happy
Ganesha.
Ganesh Chaturthi, Prabhuji,
Yeah, Hare
for all
Krishna.
of you.
Yeah.
Same to you,
So
Prabhu.
yeah, thanks, Mataji. So
Yeah, same
hope
to you, Prabhu.
hope we all understood like okay, the portion of Lord Ganesha in the Mahabharata. So when Vyasadeva was about to write or compose Mahabharata, he wants an expert uh, who can write like as fast as possible, and he was immediately accepted that position. Like he requested by Vyasadeva, he should be like a non-stop. He should narrate, and Lord Ganesh will understand and sorry will write it like that is what the acceptance by Lord Ganesh. Then Vyasadeva put a condition. Understand, then write it. Okay, not simply writing. So that is what the condition been put by Lord Vyasadeva. So Ganesh ji like he accepted that question like and he even used uh, his trunk to write the whole Mahabharata. Okay, so and Lord Ganesh, like okay, for giving us the invaluable scriptures, like okay, like Mahabharata. Okay, Hare Krishna. So let us start our regular monthly classes. We have covered till now like the foundational slides, which covers uh, what are the four yugas and what are the ways to reach the Lord in each yuga, and what is the duration of that yuga, and what is the life cycle of like each living entity in that particular yuga. So that is what we have seen. Then how how Lord Vishnu is coming from Lord Krishna, like okay, how the whole of incarnations take place. Okay, that we have seen, and what is qualities like different qualities of Vishnu, Shiva, and how unique like Krishna's qualities from all Vishnu and Shiva. Then we have seen what are the four unique qualities like that is what we've seen. Then why Krishna only been called as Bhagavan. Okay, we already seen that FOBS, FORBES, like okay, there are six qualities which is only available with Krishna in full and all the time. So that is the reason like only Krishna can be called as Sri Bhagavan. Okay. Then we have seen like what is the context of Bhagavad Gita, how Bhagavad Gita has been spoken like okay, war was inevitable because Duryodhana wanted like okay the war to happen and he didn't give even a single piece of land to Pandavas. Okay, that is the reason like a war was inevitable. Then Lord went as peace messenger, but still they didn't accept that particular proposal, and they wanted like a war to happen. So how the assembly happened, and this Bhagavad Gita, like okay, before the war began, Arjuna was in a confused state, and Krishna instructed the whole of Bhagavad Gita in the narrative, like okay, around 700 slokas. Major slokas being spoken by Krishna, because that is the reason it is called as Bhagavad Gita, like okay, the song of the Lord. So 700 slokas, 18 chapters, like I spoken about like a 40 to 45 minutes time frame. So the first chapter name called as contents of the Gita, the observing the armies in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So where Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya, who got the special mercy from Vyasadeva, to visualize like what is happening in the war field, though he was not personally present. So he could be able to visualize like can narrate to Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra was like okay blind, so he wanted to see like what is happening in the war field. So in the first sloka itself, okay, we can see the narrow mind of Dhritarashtra, because he was asking uh, what what my sons and the sons of Pandu doing, like in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. This Kurukshetra is a Dharma Kshetra, it's a Punya Bhumi. Okay, so he was, they assembled to fight, but he just wanted to reconfirm. Okay, they are fighting. The place didn't change their mind, correct? Okay, that is what he is reaffirming with Sanjaya. Okay. Then the both the side of the army been introduced. Then Pandavas like blowing their shankha. Then Kauravas blowing their shankha. How the victory been predicted for Pandavas? Like we have seen various reasons, like how the victory was predicted to Pandavas. Okay. Then Arjuna was in a confused state. Like he goes to Krishna and he's asking like, hey, please take my chariot in the midst of army, and I want to see like a Gondar assemble to fight. And he's giving like these five reasons not to fight. Okay, compassion, enjoyment, saintliness or sinful reaction, then destruction of the family tradition, and the indecision. Then he's surrendering to Krishna as a disciple in the second chapter, 2.7. So where Krishna till now, like okay, he was hearing what Arjuna speaks, then he's responding to all these five reasons, like why he is not fighting. That is baseless. Okay, you have to fight. That is how like he is starting the Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is nothing but the analytical study of like a body and matter. Yeah, body and matter, which is nothing but the matter is body, and the spirit is like nothing but soul. So 30 characteristics of the soul being explained. Okay, soul is eternal, imperishable. It can't be like submerged in the water. It can't be like okay, withered by the wind, and it can't be put into the fire. So all those things he's explaining. Then he's talking about karma kanda. Kshatriya, your duty is like to fight. If you are not fighting, like you will be scorned by like okay, unwanted words, okay, by others. So if you win, you will get the earthly kingdom. If you lose, you will get the heavenly kingdom. So that is how he is influencing Arjuna to fight. He's talking here like just do your duty, you will get the result. In the next stage, like okay, he is talking about buddhi yoga or nishkama karma yoga, where you do your duty, but like okay, the result you don't take the credit for that result, you surrender to the Lord. Okay, so by doing that, but two results will come. Like okay, you will not get any sinful reaction, and you will not be able to. You don't need to take birth in this material world. Okay, so these are the two results. So do the nishkama karma yoga. So the second chapter. It is talking about all the yogas like Sankhya Yoga, then Karma Kanda, then Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga. Then Arjuna is asking, okay, how that a self-realized soul or like the Sthita Prajna will carry himself, like how he sit, how he walk, how he talk. So all those things, like then for that Krishna is explaining. Then he's saying like, okay, one who is not connected to Krishna consciousness or not doing any devotional service, he will not have any steady mind. Okay, and he will not have peace or happiness also. So that is how he's ending. So the tyaga, what Krishna is talking about, um, Arjuna, like okay, kind of misunderstanding, or he's again asking, like it is not, Krishna is not talking about the renunciation of the work. He is talking about renunciation in the work. Okay, so that is what Arjuna is asking, okay, why you are engaging me in this ghastly warfare? If you think like, okay, the knowledge is better than the work, okay, fruitive activities. So then Krishna is influencing, okay, no, 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 I'm not talking about a renunciation of the work. It is renunciation in the work. Okay, you do the work, you will get the result. That result, like, okay, pass it on to me, like, okay, or don't get attached to the result. Okay, that is what the tyaga. It is not okay. If I do work, I will get karma. So let me not do the work. Okay, not in that manner. Krishna is talking about the renunciation. Even if you are not doing the work, like okay, you are prescribed duty, you will get like a bad karma. So please do your duty. That is how he is influencing. Even the king Janaka, like he was performing the duty, and even for me, like, okay, Krishna is saying, for me, there is no prescribed work, but still I do, like, okay, because I want to set the what to say, like, okay, the best example for a future generation. For that reason, you have to perform your duty. Okay, that is what he's saying. Then how that karma kanda, okay, from karma kanda we can elevate to the karma yoga. Okay, do the duty, then surrender the results to Lord. Like, okay, that is how the karma yoga will come into the picture. So that is how he's influencing, like, okay, how to do the karma kanda to karma yoga. Okay, so then he's talking about like a nishkama karma yoga. Nishkama karma yoga, like acting dutifully with the detachment to set the right example for the future generation. Okay, so I think we covered till 31. Correct? 31 or 34 we covered, correct? 34. Let's start from 35. Yeah, 35. So the third chapter name is called Karma Yoga. Okay, in the 35, Lord is talking. Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharma Swa Anustitat Swadharme Nidanam Shreyaha Paradharmo Bhayavanaha. So here we have to learn the word swa anu anustitat. Anustitat. Okay. Anustitat means perfectly done. It has to be done like a perfectly. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duty perfectly. So someone will say, "Oh, you are not doing the duty perfectly. Please do my duty or like do that particular duty." What Krishna is saying is like, okay, he already talked about in the previous lokas. Okay, one who is not doing his duty perfectly, let us not disturb him. Like slowly, we need to bring him into that particular consciousness of like doing the duty. So uh, even if I am doing my duty like a faultily, but a prescribed duty, I am doing it. That is better than doing others' duty very perfectly. So this is very important because that prescribed duty, like we have to do it, like okay, even though faultily, at least like okay, we have to do it rather than commenting about okay, I can do this duty very perfectly. Not in that manner, like Krishna is encouraging. Because distraction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duty for to follow another's path is dangerous. Like okay, that is what Krishna is saying. Better you do your duty, even if you are doing faultily also. Like okay, slowly you will come to the path of like a realization, than doing some other's duty perfectly. So many a times, like okay, we always have the challenge, right? Okay, we always have the problem of uh, I I am not getting this. Like, okay, I don't do this. If I get this chance, I will do it better. Many a times, like okay, we may see uh, the uh, fight between the husband and wife. Okay, husband will say, "Are you not able to do the household work like okay perfectly? I can do better than you." Sometimes, like a wife will say, "No, going to office is so easy than taking care of the work at home." So this kind of fight often happens. Uh, it may be okay for the conversation perspective, but not on the reality, because everyone will go through like a little hard stuff like okay in performing their duty. So the other side of the grass is always green, like a while we see, but when we really go into their shoes, like okay, it may be very hard to achieve, correct? Many can comment on that particular thing. So what is the crux of the message is, we have to accept and respect our duty, and should not like okay aim for more, or aim for okay the satisfaction has to come. That is what like a Krishna is Krishna is like, okay, influencing here. So we came here for a purpose, correct? That purpose is not to gain the fame or gain the money, or like, okay, not for any other material benefit, but for spiritual benefits. Okay, to do the devotion service and to get back to Godhead. So that is our purpose. So for that, to reach that purpose, Lord has assigned specific prescribed duties to us. Okay, he created me as a Vasanta, like, okay, as a man, to do this particular duty. Okay, to take care of my family, to take care of the society, to take care of the Vaishnava. So that specific duty has to be understood. If any Mataji has been assigned to take care of the family, that duty has to be fulfilled, okay, in satisfied manner. We should not comment, okay, why Lord created me as a woman, why Lord created me as a man. So likewise, like, we should not question, or we should not be in a very unsatisfied manner. Like, that is what a very important thing to understand from here. And we should not comment, okay, I can do this duty better than him doing the duty. Uh, he also will come to a stage where, like, okay, he can perform it better. So better, let us focus, like, okay, our own duty, and see, like, how we can do it better, rather than like commenting about others' duty. So that is what the whole crux of this particular thing, and why he created the Varnashrama Dharma, like a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, okay, then Grahastha, um, how the sannyasi, like a Vanaprastha, all those things been brahmachari, like how it has been created, that is for a reason, okay. It is not by birth, like the Varnashrama Dharma, it is not by birth, it is by guna and karma, okay, based upon our activity as well as based upon our guna, like, okay, the mode which we are in. So that has to be understood. And the purpose has to be understood. Like, okay, that is very, very important. Any doubt in this particular sloka? Why Krishna is suggesting uh, this particular sloka? Anyone can say, like, for which question of Arjuna he is responding to this particular query. Anyone can say?
Oh, because Arjuna is a Kshatriya, so as for Krishna being a Kshatriya, he should fight against the injustice, against the dharma.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Arjuna earlier told me that better I'll leave this fight and we'll go to jungle and we'll like.
Yes. Beg also,
That's
yeah.
why maybe.
Very good, Prabhu. Very good. Exactly the correct response. Yeah, correct. To that particular thing, okay, he was fearful of, okay, sinful reaction. So he's ready to, like, okay, even leave the Kshatriya duty and go on the beg in the forest, correct? That point, like, okay, Krishna is counterattacking. It is not correct. Like, you have to fight. So that is what he is saying here. Very nice. So let's delve into the last section of this chapter. Okay, 36. Arjuna vacha. So till now, like, Krishna is speaking, then Arjuna is responding now, like, okay, with some more queries. Atakena prayukto yam papam charati purushaha anichan api varshneya balativa niyojitaha. Arjuna said, "Oh, descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force?" He's Arjuna is asking, okay, everyone knows, Krishna, you are saying, okay, we have to do our duty perfectly. Okay, we have to set the right example for the future generation. All those things are fine. What is impelling to for us to act sinful acts? Okay, why we are performing the sinful action? Okay, what is driving to act in that sinful manner, even unwillingly? Like, even we don't want to do that, but some forces, like, pushing us to do that particular thing. So what is that? what is that, like which is pushing us to do that particular sinful acts, like okay, that is how Arjuna is asking the question. Okay, for that, how Krishna is going to answer. So Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. We all know, like from the foundational slides, like who can be called as Bhagavan? Who can be called as Bhagavan? Only Krishna. Only Krishna can be called as
Only
Bhagavan.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, correct. Only Krishna. Because, like, okay, we have to immediately remember that. Aishwaryasya samagrasya Viryasya yashashriyah Jnana Vairagya Yochaiva Sannam Bhakti Bhutala. Okay, so that is what we need to understand. That is what we need to understand. Okay, so the Bhagavan can only Krishna can be called as Bhagavan. So that is the reason, like in the Bhagavad Gita, we can see Bhagavan Vacha, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. It is not Bhagavan, it is Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Okay. Kamayesha, very, very important sloka, this sloka. Okay. Kamayesha Krodayesha Rajo Gunasamudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyenam Iha Vairinam. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha Kamayesha Krodayesha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyenam Iha Vairinam. Vairinam is like, okay, the greatest enemy. So, who are the greatest enemy? Kama and Krodha. Okay. What is Kama and what is Krodha? Anyone can say? What is Kama and what is Krodha? Kama is
Prabhu,
lust.
calm is lust.
Yeah, calm is lust, and the
If
Krodha
lust
is like,
is
okay.
not fulfilled, then anger will come.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So the calm, Krodh, and there are 6 enemies, like a calm, Krodh, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, like likewise. There are 6 enemies are there. But the main is like, okay, calm. Calm is, yeah. Yes, yes. Calm is like, okay, the lust. We always think about lust is like the sexual desire or like the sexual activity. No, it is not only sexual activity. It is one of the lust. Okay. The lust is anything which is not connected to Krishna. If we are desiring to attain that, okay, that is what lust. Okay. Very important things to understand. Thing to understand. Okay, the last is anything which is not connecting to Krishna or not helping us to connect to Krishna. So, if we want to achieve that, or if we want, if we have the desire to achieve that, that is called lust. Okay. So, if lust is fulfilled, then it goes into, if lust is fulfilled, it goes into greed. Okay, we want more. For example, I want to get a car. I don't have the car today. I want to get the car. So if I get a car today, okay, probably I got like a Hyundai Elantra. But am I satisfied with this particular thing? No. I want to that lust becomes like, okay, if lust is fulfilled, then it becomes a greed. Okay, I want to get. I want to get like, okay, I am not satisfied with the Hyundai Elantra. I want to have like a BMW, or I want to have like a Tesla. I want to have, okay, the Benz. Likewise, like the desires are like a countless. Okay, it is not, there is no ending to our material desires. So that is how the fulfilled lust becomes greed. Okay, the unfulfilled lust. Okay, if I'm, hello, Hare Krishna. Hello, able to hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, now we can. We lost you for a few seconds.
Yeah, okay, fine, okay. So the unfulfilled lust, so fulfilled lust becomes like a greed. The unfulfilled lust. able to hear me. The unfulfilled lust, okay, it becomes like creating us the anger mode. So we will get angry. If I am not getting the car, I will get more angry. Okay. So I will see like how I can make more money. I can so that I get to buy a car. So this is how the kama, krodha, and moha, like so lust, anger, greed works. So if my lust is fulfilled, if my desire is fulfilled, then it becomes like a greed. If my desire is not fulfilled, unfulfilled, then it becomes like krodha, wrath, or anger. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is all the devouring sinful enemy of this world. So may all our purpose of our life is like to go back to Godhead. So if we want to go back to Godhead, we have to curb this lust at a very, very early stage. We have to connect with Krishna at a very, very early stage, like from our sense perception and from our mind intelligence, and by using all these things, we need to connect to Krishna so that we are not going to get any less. Okay, we will be doing all the things only for Krishna and connected to Krishna. Any queries, any comments, any realization in this particular sloka? Is it very easy like to transform our lust into connected to Krishna?
Love towards Krishna.
How to transform our lusts into devotional service or like a love towards Krishna? Is it possible or it is impossible? Hare Krishna, please respond.
Possible, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji, yeah, possible. For anything, like you take any activity. For example, we want to have the nice lunch, okay? So rather than cooking for ourselves, if we cook for Krishna and if we offer to Krishna, then have that as a prasadam, then it becomes like the sanctified food. The prasadam is like a sanctified, because it is been tasted, all the sins been removed by Krishna in those boha. Okay. So if I am very interested to hear music, okay, rather than hearing some mundane songs, okay, I can hear the uh, bhajans and lectures like which is connecting me to Krishna. If I am very fond of driving, okay, I get a very nice car. Rather than using it for like going to movies or malls or like etc etc, I can use it for shopping for Krishna. Okay, I am going to buy vegetables for Krishna, and I am going to drop the devotees, like I am using it to go to satsang. So likewise, I can transfer any activity to Krishna consciousness activity. Okay, so that is what very, very important. It is possible like for us to transform our lust into devotional service, because every activity we do, we add Krishna in that particular center. That's all. That becomes devotional activity. Any doubt in this particular topic?
Yes, Prabhu, I have doubt.
Yeah, please, Mataji. Yeah.
Sorry, Prabhu. When we do sinful activity, like we know it is sinful, like we are, like if we are gossiping or for something, so how we can give it to
Yeah.
Krishna? That
Okay, fine.
sometimes we know, Sir Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji. Yeah. So in this aspect, okay, I just want to refer one example where before going to the gambling, okay, before starting the gambling, sorry, who's Dharmaraj, whose name? Yudhishthira Maharaj, okay, he prayed to Lord and he prayed to everyone, okay, just he's asking, let Krishna doesn't know that, okay, we are going to gamble. So he didn't include Krishna before the gambling. At the same time, Duryodhana, who don't want to play, who don't know how to play, okay, but he included Sakuni in his side. He asked like, okay, Saguni to play because Saguni knows like, okay, he is a master of this gambling, okay. So even if we are doing some sinful activities, okay, knowingly or unknowingly, if we include Krishna, he will purify our heart and our mind and our intelligence. Though he is there in us, okay, that's what, yeah, at the end of the Mahabharata, like, okay, Krishna's, the chariot driver, he been asked by Krishna, like Krishna is asking his chariot driver, you were with me like all the time, you didn't ask any things and many things, like, okay, so what is the thing which you want to know, or like, okay, you want to get? So immediately he's asking like, hey, why you didn't save the Draupadi like immediately, or you could have stopped them during the gambling. You could have stopped like, okay, before even Dushashana like, okay, was about to disrobe Draupadi. So he was asking, he's putting like so many questions. So at the time Krishna is saying, okay, though I been present um, in everyone's heart as a Paramatma, which Vishnu? He's represented as a which Vishnu in each one of us? Again, foundational slides. Huh? What Mataji? Yeah, Shirodagashai Vishnu. Okay, so he is in every one of us like a Shirodagashai Vishnu. Though I am present in everyone's body, like everyone living entity, like, okay, as a Paramatma, but still I will guide them only. Like, I will not play their game. Okay, uh, I will be guiding them. Like, okay, if they surrender to me, I will guide them as a consciousness. But I am just a listener. I'm just a watching bird, okay, in the tree. So let the individual soul take the responsibility for all of their activities, okay? If they include me, if they surrender to me, because at the end of the day, if you see like, okay, uh, if Krishna wanted, he don't need to create this material world at all. He would have told everyone, okay, go back to the spiritual world. But he wants us to realize, he wants us to like a voluntarily surrender, voluntarily like a do the devotion service. If Krishna is demanding, okay, you all do the devotion service, then the love exchange is not happening. It is just like, okay, the master servant relationship, though like, okay, we are in the master servant relationship only, but Krishna don't want that to happen. For example, Mataji, you are asking, so I'm just deviating from various conversation, like a, let us connect. Very nice question. So if your son is demanding something, okay, I want to go and play while it was raining. Okay, you are saying, no, don't go and play. You will. So we were talking about how if your son is like, okay, want to play in the outfield, okay, while it was raining, you are saying, if you're going and playing now, definitely you are going to get either fever or like, okay, cough or cold. Please don't go and play. But you're just, he wanted like to go and play. Then you are saying, okay, if you go and play, you are going to get fever and cough and you will suffer. And after that, you have to take a lot of medicine. You have to take the injection. Like, okay, then only you will come back to normal. So that is what the position we are in. we wanted to enjoy like okay, without Krishna, then he's creating a place, this material world for us to come and enjoy. But then he's saying, okay, if you want to come out to the spiritual world again, you have to go through like a lot of what to say, like okay, the streamline process, the devotional process, the purificatory process. Like that is what we are going through now. Okay, so in principle, Mataji, like okay, we have to include Krishna in each and everything. So while we are including, what benefit we are going to get? Oh, how can I do the sinful activity when it is known to Krishna and I am including him also? Okay. If you include Krishna, then he will purify our heart, our mind, and intelligence. Probably like at the next time, while you are thinking about it, oh, I should not do that because like Krishna is known, and Krishna said very clearly, we should not do sinful activity, we should not gossip. That intensity will reduce. Okay, so that is the reason. Even if we are committing some mistake, or even if we are committing some sinful activities knowingly or unknowingly, better to include Krishna so that he will purify us. Answer, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, that is that is what that is what main thing. Okay, Hare Krishna. So the Supreme Persona, it is lust only, Arjuna. Like okay, so the lust only making us to do even sinful activities. Okay, that is what Arjuna's question was. Like okay, now Krishna is responding in contract with the material mode of passion and later transformed him to wrath, and which is all devouring sinful enemy. So the lust is the sinful enemy. So if you know how to convert that lust into the devotion service, then we can go back to the Lord very easily. Okay, that is what we have to be beware of, like the lust and anger, so that we will not commit any sinful activities. Okay. So 34, 35, we will see. This we have seen already, like the stumbling blocks is attachment aversion. We have to attach to the spiritual activity and averse like to the material activities. Okay, here it has been said as like it follows one's prescribed duty rather than doing others one like a perfectly. So the purpose of performing prescribed duty, like okay, everyone will get a chance to clean their heart. Okay, then understanding the purpose of the Krishna consciousness. By doing that, like we can transcend the mode of material nature. This we will see in the mode of material nature also. There is a separate chapter dedicated the modes of material nature. So the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. From the way we eat, from the way like we have the food, from the way like we prepare the food, from the way we do our activity, we can classify all these things into like a three mode of material nature, and how we can transform our modes into like okay the mode of goodness, or like okay even better than that, like a Suddha Sattva. So we have to understand why we are performing prescribed duty, because like it has to be done under the prescribed direction of like okay, authorized people. Then in the prescribed duty itself, like a materially prescribed duty, spiritual prescribed duty. So material is like okay, depends upon our physical condition and activities. Then we will do it like based upon the influence of mode of nature. Like a Brahmana should act in like a mode of goodness, should not be violent. But at the same time, like a Kshatriya will act as he will fight like to protect dharma. So this is what we mentioned, like the activity of a Brahmana and a Kshatriya would be like a different, not the same. That is what mentioned here. The spiritual activity, like everyone will act towards Krishna. In the spiritual activities also, many activities would be there. Like I may be good in doing the deity service. Other may be good in like okay, cooking. Other may be good in like okay, organizing the crowd. So that is how, or controlling the crowd. That is how like the spiritual activities also like will differ. So we have to do our prescribed duty like in terms of the spiritual as well as like a material. So then we were seeing like, okay, by Arjuna is asking what is which is forcing us like to do the sinful activities even unwillingly. Okay, so that is what Krishna is saying. Okay, it is a lust only, Arjuna. That lust is like forcing us to do the sinful activities. So when satisfied, the lust is satisfied, it becomes greed. When it is not satisfied, it becomes like anger, the mode of ignorance. Okay, the lust, it is forcefully forces like to act sinfully, and it is all devouring sinful enemy in this material world. Okay, so we have to understand the purpose of material creation, why we came into this material world. Then we have to go back to the spiritual world. So when it is coming to the when the living entity comes to like, okay, the contact of the mode of passion, the lust develops. But how we can convert that lust into eternal love? By serving Krishna and Krishna's devotee. Okay, if we are serving our own senses, it becomes lust. If you are serving Krishna and his devotees, then it becomes the eternal love. As simple as that. This is how we can convert the lust into eternal love. Okay, then we can go back to the Godhead. So that is how the whole thing is, like we explained here. With this, we will just stop in this sloka. Any questions, any feedback, any realization? Hare Krishna. If no further question, yeah, Prabhu, you are having some questions.
Papa,
Yeah.
I have a bandage.
Hmm.
That's why can you